Almost that time of year for USTE 2023 coming up soon. I told you I had some bodies I was going to work on. I'm going to start getting started on those as of today. Today I think is the 2nd, January 2nd. So I got this Cherokee body last time from when I was at USTE last time. It was already fully put together. I've already taken off all of my grill, bumper, fender flares. Like I said, I bought it from a guy I used already. It's got some bad glue jobs on it. I'm going to have to get creative with my painting around that windshield. And you can see we got some just globs of glue here and there along these seams. I tried to cut them out, with an X-Acto knife and different things, but it just winds up scratching the window. So I'm just going to leave it as it is. But planned on doing a somewhat complicated paint job on this. I decided not to because I want to go ahead and get it done. Make sure I get it finished. I've got this body and another body I want to do before USTE. These are the wheels that I've got for this truck. I showed those in another video. I went and kind of got these are NHX wheels. I went and kind of took one of these up to Home Depot and did a little bit of a color match to try to find an accent color for this body, but I think I'm going to do a plasti dip paint job on this with something underneath of it, a graphic underneath that I'll cut out basically with my Cricut machine, cut out a stencil to do something cool on here. But it's going to be a multi-day process. I'm going to try and take my time with it, but just wanted to show you real quick what it's looking like now. I'm going to tape off all the windows, put a primer coat on it, and I'll show you what it looks like after that. Alright, day 3 on the Cherokee hard body. We've got the gray primer coat on it. We've got the grill, rear bumper. I haven't got the front part because I need to tape off these lights because I never put this together, glued everything in there, so I don't want to risk snapping anything. So got to tape those lights off, and then I'll get that painted. We're going to let this sit till tomorrow and see if I can go find a color of plasti dip that I want to do this on, print out my stencils to put on the body. All that good stuff. So we'll see if I can get back at it tomorrow. Alright, day number 7. Haven't had much chance the last couple of days to work on this thing, so I need to step up my pace. But today I'm going to put some accent colors on the truck before I put my final coat on. I've still got to put my base coat on this front bumper. I've taped off the light covers and everything because those are glued on the back. As I showed you, I put some bits of tape on the screw heads and over these holes, these openings that are in the lights, so that we don't have any paint come through there. These are the paints that I've been using and am using. I use the gray primer, flat gray for my base primer coat. I've got moss green for my accent colors, which is pretty close to that wheel color. And that's what I was looking for an accent color. So I'm going to paint the bumper, I think, with the accent colors. The grill, I'm not sure. I'm definitely going to do the grill with the accent colors. I might do these in the same colors that the truck is going to be in its final color. But my accent colors I'm going to put along the door panels here, because I'm going to cut a stencil out or a decal to put here you'll see once I get the accent color on there what the plan is with that. But I'm going to put some there on the hood over these vents, and a little spot on the back tailgate we'll put the accent color. So I'm going to paint it, and then that way when you see that it's just got some little spots of paint of the accent color on it, that's why. So I'm just going to I didn't sand this down. I don't think it's pretty smooth. I don't think I need to sand it down for what I'm putting on for my final color. I'm just going to make sure everything is smooth on these areas that I want to put the accent color on. And so we'll put that on real quick. Alright, so I put the first coat of my accent color on here. I don't know if it shows up. It's hard to see on the camera if it's showing up as good as I can see it in person, but I really like this green. I'm half tempted to do the whole truck in this color, but I think I'm going to stick with my idea of just having it as the accent color. I think it's going to pop off of the main color and look really good. I'm going to throw another coat on this stuff and then put it back on the bench. Alright, here we are with our final coats. I decided to leave the grill headlight assembly here is going to be the same color as the rest of the truck, which we'll get to in a little bit, but the grill insert is going to be the accent color. I gotta say, I didn't think I'd find any paint close to these wheels, but that's pretty daggone close. That's gonna look good. So we've got all of our final coats on here. This is all looking good. I'm gonna use my Cricut machine, cut out the stencils, put those on here, tape off all the other stuff that I'm gonna keep the accents on, and we'll go from there. So I'll get some stuff cut out, we'll get it put on here and see where we go from there. Alright, here's our last stencil coming off of the cutter. There we go. Got a little one there. That looks like it might be too big for what I was trying to do, but got the other ones cut out. I'm going to put my backing on it, and then we'll put them on the truck. These are going to be our paint stencils. This is the Cricut machine, if you haven't seen one before. I cut all my stickers and decals and all that stuff out on it. So let me get some backing on it, and then we'll go back out to the workbench. Alright, we're back with our decals with the backing on them. I'm going to put them on the truck. I got this skull here that I'm going to put right down the center of the hood like that. You'll be able to see how it lines up once we take the backing off of it. I thought it was a little small at first, like narrow, but I kind of like the way I think it's going to sit right on the rise of the hood, right in the middle there. Just get the backing on and put this on. This is a temporary vinyl so that it will peel off easier once the time comes to reveal the color underneath the paint. Let's see. Make sure when you put these on, you really get any creases really well. So that paint doesn't leak underneath it. This paint that we're going to be using shouldn't leak because we're going to be putting it on really thin coats at a time, but if you're using regular spray paint and happen to be a little heavy-handed sometimes like I am, it'll run underneath the seams on the body if you're not real careful. So, all right. Make sure everything's pressed down. Alright, so there's the hood. Again, this green color is going to be what's revealed once we paint over top of that. So I'll go ahead and get the rest of the stickers on here and we'll take a look at it again. Alright, we've got all of our paint stencils on. We've got our areas taped off that I wanted to tape off. These vents, the vent under the window, gas cap, these door hinges, rear handle, gate handle. So we got this skull on both sides. Of course, we got our VRC on there and our skull on the front. So I'm going to be using this Rust-Oleum peel coat, matte black. It's something I already had. I was having a hard time finding any other colors of plasti dip type paint or peel away paint other than black or white. Obviously white's going to get dirty really quick, so I'm just going to go with this black. I think it's going to look good with this green that's going to pop underneath it once I peel these off. So I'm going to put a little more pressure to these stickers, make sure they're stuck down real well, and start putting on this final black coat here. Alright, like I said, real thin coat. It's not even a coat really, it's a speckling almost that we put on here just to get it started and let this dry a little bit. I can see on the other side where it got a little bit heavy already. See, it's kind of crackling right there, but that should iron out as we get the coats on. Hopefully it's not some sort of bad effect because of different paint types or whatever, but there's no going back now, so we'll let this sit a little and move ahead. Alright, second coat, we're starting to get somewhere. Again, most everywhere looks alright. Starting to see this cracking coming out way worse now. That's probably going to be an undesired effect, not what I was going for at all, but we're going to let this sit for a good while. I only let it sit about 10 minutes before I went on for the second coat. I'm going to let this sit for about an hour, dry up really good, and see. There's another spot there. See what's going on with it. Keep going forward. Alright, I've got enough layers on it for today. I'm going to have to finish it up tomorrow. It's still kind of hard to tell probably in here, but it's hard. It still needs some more layers, and this cracking is getting worse. I think what it is it must be some sort of reaction with the green that I put on, because it's everywhere that I put the green is where we've got the crack, and I didn't put any green on the roof, and the roof looks smooth. So I probably should have let that green cure for maybe a whole day before I started this, but it was probably, a good several hours or so before after I applied the green that I started with this black. It is what it is now. I'm gonna let this whole thing just cure overnight and see if when I come back, if we'll be able to fill in these cracks. See if they'll fill in with the black. If not, then we're just gonna have a cracked paint job. Nope, that's it for now. Alright, here we are, day 8 of this body paint, and it's getting super frustrating. I don't know why. This is cracking everywhere. The more I put to it, the worse it cracks. I tried super thin coats from the beginning of this, and out of frustration I just tried thicker coat. I mean, the roof looks okay. I don't know what is up with the rest of this truck, and unless it's got something to do with, like I said, that satin coat. But I mean, it's cracking everywhere. This side over here wasn't actually too bad before. Now it's become the worst. And if it was showing a color underneath, I'd probably just go with it. But it's taken away the green, taken away the gray, and we're just back down to the white. So I'm gonna last ditch effort, just use flat black to put over this to see if we can cover up all this white that's showing through. It would have been cool if it was just a slight crackle effect, but now it's just looking bad. I've used actual Plasti Dip brand spray paint before and it worked fine. I've used it on my 1-to-1 vehicles. This Rust-Oleum brand, I don't know. I used it for the bed on my little TF2 124. It didn't seem to have any problems on that. I mean, maybe if I would have just put it right over top of the white, we wouldn't have this issue. I think it's just reacting with the paint underneath and not looking good. So I'm not going to push it anymore with this peel coat. I'm going to let this set for a little bit, and then I'm going to come back, hit it with this regular ultra cover paint, and see if we can at least cover up all this white and this cracking that's showing through. I'm not liking it. Alright, I'm not putting any more paint on this. This turned out to be a mess, more or less. Looks like it's got Bondo or something all over it now. The peel away paint started bubbling up. I tried to cut it and push it back down, but I'm not putting any more layers on this. Obviously didn't turn out the way I wanted it, but I did fill in the white that was showing through with the flat black coat that I put on there. I still think the saving grace on this is going to be the reveal once I pull all these decals off, which I'm going to do now. It's kind of rough looking, but maybe I think it's going to look good with the accents popping off, so we're going to find out. Look at this right here. Gigantic bubble that formed that was not even there before. I might have to cut that down and put one more coat of this black paint on before I peel all this stuff off. Alright, we finally made it to the end of this video. If you're still here, thank you for sticking around. It was a lot longer video than I anticipated doing, but wanted to get everything in on it. But we are finished with the painting portion of this truck. Got some other things to move on to, but I'll show you real quick what we ended up with on this painting. Obviously it didn't turn out the way that I was anticipating it would, but it's gonna have to do. So here it is. Alright, so this is what we ended up with. Not a good peel job on the stencils that I put on there. It came out bad. The Plasti Dip just stuck to it really badly. It is what it is. Got some little spots here. I tried, where white was showing through, I tried to make it kind of look like rust spots. That might work out. I took a silver paint marker, did the window trim and the stuff like that. Try to do what I could with it to make it look as good as I can. This is as good as it's gonna get. I'm gonna call this video, I think, part 1 of the Cherokee build. I'll do another video of the interior. Got an interior to do for this. Not a whole lot of chassis work. I just got my tires in to put on this. Some RC 4-wheel drive Goodyear Wranglers that are going to go on these rims, and that's about it, I guess, really. Thanks again for watching. If you stayed watching this whole video, hopefully you learned from some of my mistakes. If you make mistakes, just do what you can and try to fix them, you know. Either that or just say you made an ugly truck on purpose. Either way, it's going to be fun. It's going to look good on the chassis. This will go on the 10.2. So again, thanks again. Check out the other videos as they come out for the interior and the rest of this build. I got lights coming for this. We'll get lights all the way around in it. Should look good. So here we are looking towards USTE. It's coming up quick on us. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.